At the 9th Asian Winter Games, the US government conducted cyberattacks on the information systems of the games and the critical information infrastructure in Heilongjiang. It severely endangers the security of China's critical information infrastructure, national defense, finance, society, production, as well as its citizens' personal information. This move is egregious. China condemns the above-mentioned malicious cyber activity by the US government.
The Harbin Public Security Bureau said today that they had implicated 3 US agents in cyber attacks during the Asian Winter Games earlier this year. The reports also mentioned universities in the US and implicated Microsoft. I just wondered if the ministry would like to comment on this case. Thank you.
We noted the reports. We previously made clear China's position more than once. At the 9th Asian Winter Games, the US government conducted cyberattacks on the information systems of the games and the critical information infrastructure in Heilongjiang. It severely endangers the security of China's critical information infrastructure, national defense, finance, society, production, as well as its citizens' personal information. This move is egregious. China condemns the above-mentioned malicious cyber activity by the US government. China raised concerns with the US through various means on its cyber attacks on China's key infrastructure. We urge the US to take a responsible attitude on the cybersecurity issue and stop any attack, including cyber attack and groundless vilification on China. China will take what is necessary to protect its own cybersecurity. Next one, please.
谢谢发言人。本地签报记者提问，想问一下关于国家安全的问题。
Beijing News Daily, also on national security. Today is the 10th National Security Education Day of China. We noted that this year's theme is the 10th anniversary of National Security Education Day, advancing towards more in-depth and effective implementation. Can you share with us how the effective national security education is reflected in diplomatic work? After the 18th CPC National Congress, the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core put forward a new holistic approach to national security, providing the fundamental principle and guidance for national security work in the new era. Over the past few years, various education activities have been held around the country for people to gain a deeper understanding of this thinking and increase awareness and sense of responsibility for national security. We in the Foreign Service are staunch defenders of and active contributors to national security. We work hard to deepen our understanding of and closely follow the holistic approach to national security, actively carry out national security education, and taken concrete actions to fulfill our responsibility and mission of defending national security through diplomatic work. We firmly safeguard national sovereignty, security, and development interests with strong determination and stand against any external pressure, threats, and coercion. We have actively advanced the global security initiative, promoted international security cooperation, and worked with various parties to jointly address national, traditional, and non-traditional challenges, improve global security governance, and make the world a whole a safer place. China's diplomacy will continue to apply the holistic approach to national security in our diplomatic work and aim to firmly defend national sovereignty, security, and development interests, advance the global security initiative, hold high the banner of building a community with a shared future for mankind, and work with other countries to build a beautiful world that enjoys lasting peace and universal security.
Thank you. A question from Reuters. Taiwan says that Cambodia deported up to 180 Taiwanese to China under pressure from the Chinese government. Did China ask Cambodia to deport them ahead of President Xi's visit to the country later this week? And could you provide any details on the case?
I don't have information on what you mentioned, and I refer you to competent authorities. Next one, please.
Hello, question from Bloomberg. The U.S. Treasury Secretary recently described China's investments in certain global South countries as rapacious, saying they take the country's mineral rights and leave them with debts on their balance sheets. Does the Foreign Ministry have any comment on those remarks? Thank you.
China is always an important member of the Global South and is committed to the solidarity and rejuvenation of the Global South. China maintains cooperation with Global South countries is always based on market principles and international rules. The defining feature is mutual benefit and complementarity. This cooperation is not also committed to providing more benefits to the people, but also the transformation of the economy. Such cooperation has brought tangible benefits to the people in local areas. I also noted the remarks made by U.S. officials who made such remarks in Latin American region. Let me stress that China always carries out practical cooperation based on mutual respect, equality, and mutual benefit together with Latin American and Caribbean countries or LAC countries. Such cooperation has effectively boosted socio-economic development in LAC countries and has been welcomed and recognized by LAC countries. Under long-term U.S. bullying and predatory moves, the Latin American region has been made an open vein. The U.S. is not in the position to point fingers at China-LAC cooperation.
We noted that last weekend, the 5th China International Consumer Products Expo opened. Yesterday, the 2025 Global Industrial Investment Promotions Conference for the Hainan Free Trade Port was held. This morning, the 177th Canton Fair kicked off in Guangzhou. I believe that amid the looming tariff and trade war, China has hosted multiple events, which shows its commitment to opening up. What's your comment? I believe that many of you have closely followed these events. The 5th China International Consumer Products Expo, CICPE, was attended by 65 companies from the global top 500 leaders and over 4,100 brands, a record high. At the 2025 Global Industrial Investment Promotion Conference for Hainan Free Trade Port, 265 projects were signed with an investment of about 233.6 billion yuan. At the Canton Fair that kicked off this morning, nearly 773,000 booths are dedicated to export-related displays, and the number of exhibitors surpasses 30,000 for the first time. The China Development Forum 2025 attracted official representatives from 86 multinationals in 21 countries. The success of these events says a lot about the resolve and confidence in strengthening trade and economic cooperation and resisting unilateralism and protectionism. Being more and more open is China's firm commitment to sharing development with the rest of the world. Since 2017, the negative list for foreign investment has been shortened from 93 to 29 items, and all restrictions on access in the manufacturing sector have been removed. Last year, 59,000 foreign invested companies were newly established in China, up by 9.9% year-on-year. According to the latest data released by competent authorities yesterday, China's total import and export of goods reached 10.3 trillion yuan in the first quarter, of which exports exceeded 6 trillion yuan with a growth rate of 6.9%. China is a market with opportunities for the rest of the world. Facing external uncertainty, China will stay committed to joining hands rather than throwing punches, removing barriers rather than erecting walls, and seeking connectivity rather than decoupling. We will trade with more friends, become a stronger magnet for investment, and use high-quality development and high-standard opening up to offer stability and positive energy to the world economy.